Justin Baldoni misses deadline to appeal dismissal of $400 million countersuit. The high-profile legal feud between actor/director Justin Baldoni and actress Blake Lively, along with her husband Ryan Reynolds, has reached a decisive turning point. On Friday, October 31, 2025, a U.S. District Court judge in Manhattan entered a final judgment officially dismissing Baldoni's massive $400 million countersuit after his legal team failed to meet the court-imposed deadline to file an amended complaint or an appeal. This development marks a significant legal victory for Lively and Reynolds, while effectively terminating Baldoni's central legal offensive in the ugly and protracted dispute surrounding the production of the 2024 film, It Ends With Us. The origin of the conflict, allegations, and retaliation. The legal battle originated from a dispute that quickly escalated into a war of lawsuits, public accusations, and alleged smear campaigns on the set of It Ends With Us, a film Baldoni directed and co-starred in with Lively. Blake Lively's initial complaint. December 2024, the claim Lively first filed a civil rights complaint, which was followed by a formal lawsuit against Baldoni and his production company, Wayfarer Studios. She alleged sexual harassment and the creation of a hostile work environment during the film's production. Specific allegations: Lively claimed Baldoni engaged in inappropriate behavior, including an incident where he allegedly leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said "It smells so good." She also alleged he pressured her to include an overly graphic sex scene and made intrusive comments about her private life with Reynolds. Retaliation claim: Lively further alleged that after she spoke up, Baldoni and his publicists engaged in a retaliatory smear campaign to eviscerate her credibility, claiming she had fabricated the misconduct issues to gain creative control of the film. Justin Baldoni's countersuit. January 2025, the suit Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios filed a $400 million lawsuit against Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Lively's publicist, and, separately, a $250 million defamation suit against the New York Times for reporting on Lively's claims. The allegations: Baldoni's countersuit accused Lively and Reynolds of extortion, defamation, and conspiracy to destroy his reputation. He claimed Lively hijacked the film's production and tried to coerce him into accepting her creative vision through false claims and threats of withdrawal. Reynolds was targeted for allegedly calling Baldoni a sexual predator. The dismissal and missed deadline. The initial judicial ruling, June 2025. In June 2025, U.S. District Court Judge Louis Lyman delivered a significant blow to Baldoni, dismissing his $400 million countersuit. The judge's reasoning rested on two key legal defenses: litigation privilege. The statements made by Lively in her formal sexual harassment complaint were part of a legal filing and are thus generally protected from defamation claims. Reporting immunity. The judge found that the reporting by the New York Times closely tracked Lively's legal complaint, making their reporting on the allegations legally protected. Ryan Reynolds comments. The court ruled that Reynolds' alleged statement calling Baldoni a sexual predator was consistent with Lively's legally protected complaint and therefore could not be the basis for a successful defamation claim. The final fatal error, October 2025. Following the initial dismissal, Baldoni and his co-plaintiffs were given a window to file an amended complaint, attempting to fix the legal insufficiencies identified by the court. The deadline to amend the complaint lapsed in October 2025. The court even issued a reminder on October 17, requesting an explanation as to why a final judgment dismissing the case should not be entered. Baldoni's legal team failed to respond to this order or file the necessary amended documents. This procedural failure allowed Judge Lyman to enter the final judgment, formally closing Baldoni's countersuit against Lively, Reynolds, and the New York Times with prejudice, meaning the claims cannot be refiled. The remaining legal landscape. While Baldoni's $400 million offensive has been extinguished, the overall legal battle is not entirely over. Lively's lawsuit remains active. Blake Lively's original lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios for sexual harassment and retaliation remains intact and is scheduled for trial in New York in March 2026. Attorney's fees. Lively's legal team is now pursuing a motion to have Baldoni pay their extensive attorney's fees for having to defend against the now dismissed countersuit, a process which could take months. Lively's attorneys have called Baldoni's suit a sham and a retaliatory lawsuit which they vowed to defeat. The dismissal is widely viewed as a complete vindication for Blake Lively, who has stated that her legal actions are intended to protect every woman's right to have a voice without fear of a retaliatory and costly legal counterattack.